are certain things only the Lapeña family understands. Are you with me? And I believe in your households, there are also only things those who live in your households will ever be able to understand. In my household, this is not always the case, but my father, he would raise us I grew up, this is how he would run the household. He'd teach us what he'd expect us to do. He'd teach us again. He'd teach us maybe one more time. Then we get spanked. And sometimes, when it's on a bad day, we get spanked first, then we get taught. I'd like to talk about God's household. I really believe it doesn't matter if you're from Cambodia, from Guam, from DAVAO, or from CEBU. When you come to church, it is no longer the culture of your family or the culture of your nation that will prevail. It should be the culture that is taught in the Word of God. Let's open the Bible. Psalm 119. I love the book of Psalms. The book of Psalms is originally a book of praises. Then it became known as a book of prayer. I love this church because this church believes in this principle. Be silent when the Bible speaks, and speak when the Bible is silent. Yep. If it's clearly written in the Word of God, then you should not be saying anything. But if it's something that's not clearly described or commanded in the Bible, then you still stick to the closest biblical principle to what you want to bring about. Amen? The Psalms became known as the book of prayers. And Psalm 119, the whole theme of Psalm 119 is the whole Psalm 119 it's the prayer of one who delights in God's commands. You can see this theme in verse 35 of Psalm 119. So this whole prayer is by someone who delights in God's commands. And I appreciate the Psalm because it doesn't teach us commands, but it shows us the heart behind someone who is devoted to God. Let's start in verse 97. In verse 97 it says, "Oh, how I love your law. I meditate on it all day long. Your commands are always with me and make me wiser than my enemies. I have more insight than all my teachers, for I meditate on your statutes. I have more understanding than the elders, for I obey your precepts. I have kept my feet from every evil path, so that I might obey your word. I have not departed from your laws, for you yourself have taught me. How sweet are your words to my taste, sweeter than honey to my mouth. I gain understanding from your precepts. Therefore, I hate every wrong path." So when I read this passage, I think about the kind of relationship this person has with God. All day long, 24 hours a day. So you sleep 8 hours, you spend a good 8 hours working, but the rest of the day, if you're not working, he meditates on God's law. His commands are always with him. Therefore, in his mind, he realizes how he is wiser than those who call themselves teachers. He's wiser than his enemies. Those who are constantly batting against him, he always outwits them. Because he holds on to the commands of God. He even has more insight than his teachers. People who ought to have a deeper understanding of a subject matter. All because he sees things in light of God in heaven. Amen? And he even has more understanding than the elders because he has obedience to the Word of God. Meditation on God's words gives us insight. Obedience to God's words gives us understanding. This man lived a life of obedience to God's words, especially in verse 101. And his conclusion, he ended at, from 97 to 104, he ends it by saying, I have been close to the Word of God, therefore, this is how I feel about evil. I hate it. If you love God's words, if you live according to God's words and hate let me say that again. If you love God's words, live according to God's words, then you will hate everything contrary to the will of God. Why would I apologize when I call you to obey God? Why should we apologize when we call the world to obey God? Jesus did not apologize even at the cost of his life. So should we, amen? At this point, I'd like to give you my beautiful wife.
That when we meditate on God's laws, it makes us a wiser person. No, and do you know, can you relate to this feeling that after having your quiet time, you're just so excited to share it with another disciple, or for millennials, you're so excited to post it on Facebook, social media. But I really believe that using the Word of God to disciple someone is so wise. No, but discipling someone through the social media is not good. The discipling should be like face to face. The sister should be right there in front of you so that you can show her the scripture. And since God's words makes us wiser, it doesn't mean that intelligent people or experienced people, remnants, are not necessarily wise. Unless, we get our wisdom from the Word of God. No, and sometimes young Christians are having a hard time showing, especially the remnants, scriptures, because they'll be discipled. But I think if it's the Word of God, they shouldn't hold back. And if it's the Word of God, whether you're an old Christian, you're a young Christian, or you're a leader, and if it's the Word of God, then you just say it. Without compromising. And sometimes, for the older Christians, now we have this pride that we don't want to listen to younger disciples. Hear them say anything about us or about our Christianity because we are more experienced. That's not good, that's pride. And I really believe, but my challenge for the young Christians to not hold back showing the old ones, scriptures, and that's it. You let God disciple their hearts. But for the older Christians, I think, before we show them the scripture, because sometimes we claim that we're more knowledgeable. We don't even have to open our Bibles because we know where it is. We can just quote, or because we know the Bible, our Bibles very much. My challenge for the older Christians is to apply it to our lives. No more than just talking, more than just showing it to someone. And unapologetic discipling. I think when Jesus said to Peter, "Get behind me, Satan," that is a very strong word.
Oh, yes.
Sometimes we second guess ourselves that because of our discipling, someone retaliates. Sometimes you feel bad about yourself why you said the things that you need to say, or why you showed that sister these scriptures. But I've learned from the Bible itself that, when we
talk to the discipler and the disciples, all of us. If you're a discipler, you're only right if the Bible is right. When you share the Bible. Disciple, if your discipler opens the Bible to you, you need to consider it as oil poured over your head. Amen. It should bring you times of refreshing. I love you, family. To God be the glory.